There we go. Welcome back to the program, everyone. I am LitecoinLeader, and I'm remembering to point to my right shoulder from now on so I can remember that that's my Twitter. That's my website. There's lots of cool stuff there. There's also cool stuff down, scrolling across the bottom and down below in the description. If you want to know more about the Becoming Your Own Bank course, go to EconomicPreppers.com. Right in the top corner, it says BYOB, kind of like when I put the links up to the video up here. And of course, all right, if you want, and then we get a free Telegram. I forgot that one too. So that's free Telegram scrolling right there. So it's follow the leader. That's the Telegram group. The link is in there. And also Economic Preppers has a chat as well. So we have those free stuff for you. And we also have, for if you want to learn more, you have the Becoming Your Own Bank course. I think that's $197. And then I think that you can join the I got to talk to Dylan, get better at these sales stuff. But we made the course, the Becoming Your Own Bank. It's about as Patrick reminded me, there's a treasure video in there now too about using that as a wallet. I still like this. This is, if you go to economicpreppers.com, and it's in the description too, economicpreppers.com/wallet. I think that's the right answer, or EP wallet. But again, it's right in the top corner of Economic Preppers. And this is only $35 for a nice cold storage wallet. It comes with an app as well. That's what this little QR code takes you to. And then that will tell you how much is on this wallet, and you never have to get this wallet back out again. Okay. And you have your addresses on the app and everything. Then that's to receive. Again, the only time you'll ever have to get this open again and peel the sticker and such is if you want to send the crypto from it, and then you really want to lock it up and keep it really, really safe, because anyone that get access to the stuff that's peeled and the stuff that's scratched off can send the money and can take it away. But speaking of money, and money and currency get mixed up way too much. The difference between money and currency, I'll get into that in a moment. But before I do, and before I get ahead of myself, because I like to talk really, really fast, I need to slow down. But I will have so much to get out of my mind sometimes. And this is some of my favorite videos, and that's why I like doing AMAs. And for those of you who are subscribers, we do have an AMA next Tuesday night. It's the last one of the year. But I like to do this because I can just get to talk to the camera and talk about what I know, which is fun, because I just wish I could download everything sometimes and just let you know everything I have. That's why I make so many videos. But this video, if you like it, if you like all the rest of the stuff, please do a couple of things: like, share, subscribe. Get more people knowing about these videos, more people about the channel. It really helps the channel, helps things grow, defeats the YouTube algorithm. And I'm really thinking about putting up the videos as probably the coins of Christmas, the 12 altcoins of Christmas, which I really got to bang out this weekend, but we'll see how I do on that. And I'm probably going to put that up on X or Twitter just to see if I can go around the YouTube algorithm and see if I can get more audience. But help me get some more audience and help people. If people want to learn about this stuff, you've got a resource right here. I'm here to help. And if people ask you questions and you can't answer them, just say, that's a really good question. I know a guy, let me ask him. Just ask me and I'll make a video on it. So, okay, cash. All right. Why does the government hate cash now? What is the problem with cash? Well, I mean, they make this stuff, right? Well, they authorize the Federal Reserve, which is neither federal nor has reserves, but they authorize the Federal Reserve to print this stuff, okay, on behalf of the U.S. Treasury. Okay, still says Treasury on here, doesn't it? Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, Secretary of Treasury does sign it. Says legal tender, all that good stuff, but it does say Federal Reserve note, which means that it's a for the Federal Reserve, it's a note. When a note just means that it's a loan. This is a loan vehicle. As soon as you get one of these, you basically owe $20 to somebody. Who? The Federal Reserve. They want to take it back in the form of taxes, inflation, or whatever else they can. But why do they hate this stuff? If they create this stuff, why do they hate it? And why do they not want to replace it with cryptocurrency? Well, first off, they didn't like gold way back in the day, and they didn't like gold they confiscated gold back in the 1920s and 1930s because they kept it secure, right? Most people back then, you don't know the history. I do. I did the homework. Gold and silver. I got some gold and I got silver laying. Here's a piece of silver. Okay, so here's silver. This stuff, silver wasn't the thing they went after. They went after the gold. Now, what they did back in the 1920s and 1930s, they confiscated the gold because most of the gold was documented where it was, because people borrowed against your gold. You put it in a safe deposit box. It was here. You could borrow against it. But then they said it's not legal anymore to hold gold or possess gold, and they paid you for it, and then they revalued it. So gold was originally 14 bucks an ounce. Then they paid you 21 for it, and then they said, hey, it's going to be worth 35 tomorrow. Not so much tomorrow, but it was within a space of about a year. So that's how they basically stole money from people back in the 1920s. Fast forward, now they have cash, and there's been cash for a long time now. But they don't like this stuff anymore because of a number of reasons. Why? Think about all the reasons why you use this stuff. I could hand somebody this for a tip. I can hand them, just put it in a birthday card, mail it to somebody. I could probably more than one of these now, but you could buy for a lot of different things, or you can buy things or just borrow, buy something from your friend, buy something at a yard sale. You can give somebody under the table money to just work on something, or, there's lots of people that work in cash heavy businesses. I know we're here in Oregon. We know that the major cannabis industry is all cash because they're not part of the federal banking system for the most part. All the reasons that they have, that's not the reason that they hate cash. It's not about cannabis at all. It's about the fact that they can't monitor where this money goes once it's printed. And surprise, surprise, this is actually the number one vehicle for illegal activity, not Bitcoin. It's this stuff. More money is, if you look up the numbers, more currency like this is spent on illegal activities in one day that all Bitcoin gets spent pretty much probably in its whole history. I'd have to check the numbers, but we've all seen the movies with suitcases full of $100 bills, which, by the way, there used to be larger than $100 bills. They got rid of those. I think that was the 80s, maybe the 70s. They got rid of the larger bills, and now it's only $100 bills. And I'm not even sure how often they print those anymore. But they don't like cash because you can't trace it. You can't, once it's out in the world and just going wherever it goes, they can't tax it on the transaction. They can't track it. They can't control it. So that's why they want to go to a digital currency, which will sound great. It'll sound like, oh, it's another kind of Bitcoin or another kind of stable coin. No, it's not, because it'll be the blockchain that the government creates. And then they'll be able to track it, tax it, control it, limit it, and allow or disallow what you do with it. Okay, so imagine that they put carbon specs on, you can't buy, you only buy so many gallons of fuel a month, because that's all you'll be allowed to do. So if you happen to, unless you're you have to prove that you need to do it, like you're a truck driver or something. But if you just commute, if you're commuting, or if you drive, say 1,200 miles a month, and you may get 25 miles to gallon, that's math check, 48 gallons a month, call it 50. That's all you'd be allowed to buy it per month. But you forget that road trip that you want to go. It's this is the push towards the 15-minute cities, which I'm hearing in England, they're really pushing. They're already, they approved it in Oxford. But anything they can't get visibility to or can't control, that's why they don't want the cash to exist. Because if anybody pulls this and just pays someone for a membership or a personal, if you had a consultation with me for $100 or two, you could pay me in cash, sure, but because we're probably not live and in person, you have to send it digitally. Think of all the people in your circle, like passing the plate. You can't do that anymore. How are you going to donate to a church if you can't pass the plate and drop 5, 10, 20 bucks in? How's that going to work? How are you going to go to the grocery store and see that guy, ringing the bell and donating to charity? How's that going to work? All the stores that operate on cash, there are some stores that don't even accept cash. I think Starbucks try to get rid of that. But again, it's about control. They will want you to have a digital form of currency so they can monitor it and control where you spend it, how you spend it, how much you spend it, or you have to get paid that way through your banking system, and your employer adopts and say, we were not going to allow, you have to take, I don't want to say cash, but I want to say digital currency. You take a central bank digital currency, whatever they adopt on their system, on their blockchain, and the businesses will be incentivized to go use that. And you might even get paid more to use that, but it'll be limited on what you can do. So the price of freedom is having the ability to take this stuff anywhere. Just think about all the different ways that you spent cash. Every time you take cash out of your pocket, either at a restaurant, leaving a tip, getting a haircut, paying someone to mow your lawn, going to your yard sale, anything you can think of that's like a transaction of $100 or less, just playing cards with the guys. You're not gonna be able to do that. Well, do you really want to get your apps out and say, here's, here, Venmo $40? I get it if you're out of state or not local with someone, but if you're sitting there next to each other, why would you have to use an app to pay somebody when I can literally hand them some of these? They don't want you to do that because they want to know every transaction. Every transaction is going to be an expense for you and an income to them. And they want to tax it. So that's why they don't want cash, and they don't want this stuff out in the free market, in the free space. So protect your freedom, protect your cash, protect your silver, and protect your freedom, which comes in those different forms. Now, obviously, I'm not a big fan of cash. I prefer Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and I certainly prefer precious metals as well. But I am talking too fast because it's the end of the night. My dinner here is the bell's going off, so I got to go check on that. But a lot said today. Leave a comment down below what you like to use cash for, and do you think when it's going to go away, and what are they going to replace it with? And last tip: if you haven't watched Mr. Robot, it was a four-year series. It was really, really foreshadowing of what they can do with eCash, I believe, or eCoin. It's definitely worth a watch. Great show. I'm going to leave it there for now. And I'll just say this: follow Leader, and I will talk to you soon. See you in the next video. Take care.